Today I'm going to share 5 tricks you can do on any size skateboard. There's a lot of tricks that are hard to do on bigger skateboards that are easier on small boards and vice versa. So I thought I'd do 5 very basic beginner tricks that you can do on any size board. So we've got a standard, this is 8 3/8 popsicle deck. We've got a little tiny mini cruiser that's I think 6 1/8 inches wide, and then we've got this big dancer that is about 46 inches long. So the first trick that you could do on any board is a wheelie, and it's also often called a manual. It's a manual if you ollie into it. It's a wheelie if you just roll into it. You could do it on your nose or your tail. Do a wheelie, all you do is put your feet, usually have your back foot a little bit past the back trucks, and your front foot could be anywhere else really that's comfortable for you. If it's too close, it might be a little unstable. If it's too far, it might be a little uncomfortable. And you're just distributing your weight on your back foot, trying to figure out how much weight to push down to lift up one set of wheels. Usually these are a little bit easier on boards that have really big wheels. But it is hard on a big board. It's gonna be hard on whatever you're not used to though. On the little one. It's a little bit more jerky. It's a little bit more sensitive because it's so light and small. And there's not much of a nose. So in order to do a nose wheel, you have to ride the board backwards. So wheelies are one trick you can do on any size board. Next trick we'll do is a pivot. Pivot's a fun thing to do just when you're cruising around. All it is a quick change in direction off the nose of your board. And I like to start pivots going switch or fakie, meaning I'm going in the opposite direction I normally ride. So my right foot is forward instead of my left foot. And a pivot, you're simply going to push down on the front of your board and spin 180 degrees around. I'll start on this one since it's the one I left off on. So those were pivots. The key with that is very similar to a manual or a wheelie, and it's a really good trick to work on when you're a beginner to help change direction. All you do is put a little bit of weight on your front foot, which is your normal back foot, and let your shoulders kind of guide the board around. So keep your shoulders parallel with your board the whole time, and it's going to take some practice. Both pivots and wheelies are very similar in that it's going to take practice figuring out how much weight to distribute on your tail or not. So you can practice both of these by just standing still and lifting up your board and getting an idea for how much the board comes up with how much weight, and just try and hold them in place. Alright, so we have wheelies, we have pivots. The next trick that is an easy beginner trick that you can do on any size board is a body varial. A body varial is simply a hop to change direction. You jump with your body 180 degrees while your board stays on the ground. You can try this starting off going your normal stance, or you can try going switch. It's really what's most comfortable for you. The benefit of starting switch is that you end up landing in your more comfortable stance. So I would maybe suggest you start with that. So I'm gonna do switch body varials so that I land my normal stance. And you notice in all of those, except for the very last one, I rotated in the front side direction, meaning that my body was facing forward the whole time. I think that's easier. If you think going backside is easier, which would be if I'm going this way, spinning like that, try that. But you're going with your back in the direction that you're rolling, so it is a little bit more advanced, in my opinion. Okay, so now we've got body varials. The next easy trick is a nollie shove it, and it's not even really a nollie. You're not even popping the board really in this trick. A shove it is when you get the board off the ground and it rotates 180 degrees. It's kind of like the opposite of what we just did. We did a body varial where our body moved 180 degrees, but the board stayed still. In a shove it, the board rotates 180 degrees and our body stays in the same position. With a board that doesn't have a tail or a nose like this one, we're gonna have to ride the board the other direction. And you're going to stay your normal stance the entire time, but you're going to launch off your front foot. So when you do this, it's kind of like it's very similar to a pivot, except your body doesn't go with the board. So you're pushing down on the front and you're going to make the board, you're going to scoop a little bit back with your front foot here and push a little bit forward with your back foot and land back on it. Doing body varials and pivots are both good practice for this trick because you'll practice jumping off the board and landing back on it, and you'll be practicing getting the board to spin. So in all of those shove-its, I did a front side shove-it. I'm not sure about the direction. Seems like it would be front side, it could be back side. I'd never remember what way is which. But I'm spinning the board so that its toe side edge is coming forward. You can also do it the other direction, which I think is harder. I don't even know if I could do it on a longboard. I'll do it on a shortboard. That's the other direction. So that was the fourth trick. And the final trick that you can do on any size board is a cross step. And this is going to be hardest on the small board. I'm going to start with that one. A cross step is simply when you take a step on your board like that, where you're crossing one foot over the other as you are riding. Way to work up to that trick, because it might be challenging to start off, is to just take one step and then go back to your normal stance. So that would look like this. So you're just doing one cross step when you're first learning. So those are the 5 easy tricks that you can do on any size board. They're not going to be super easy. They're definitely going to take work. Don't expect to get all of these right away if you're just starting out skating. It's going to take some time to practice these and to learn them, but they are very basic and a good starting point for everything else. If you're just starting out and you want to do more tricks that involve keeping the board in place, like cross steps and body varials, a longboard is going to be a lot more helpful for that because it's a lot more stable, it's not as sensitive. If you want to do more tricks that involve moving the board around, like shove-its and pivots, a smaller board is going to be more helpful. And if you just want a super versatile board where you'll be able to do almost anything, a middle-sized board is probably going to be best for you. I hope you enjoy learning these 5 basic tricks, and I hope this helps you decide on what size board to get if you are just starting out in skating. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please subscribe, like, share it. All that does actually help the channel out a lot. Thank you.